everyone, and welcome to week 2 of the 2014 OC Throwdown qualifiers, the online qualifiers. We're so excited to be here. Tonight is the night that we're going to release the second workout for all of you at home. We've got top athletes here to throw down for you. I'm Karen Gagnon. We're broadcasting worldwide and live here at Citizen CrossFit. How we doing, Anaheim? All right. Wow, we've got a great crowd here tonight, and I know we got a great crowd at home. We're excited to throw down with you. I have to ask you about the workout last week. Those of you in-house and those of you at home, what did you think about those hand-release deadlifts? Terrible. We got some boos. Anyone enjoy those?
No.
Good. Well, I'll have to say, I'm sure you'll do just as well with the hand-release pull-ups we have in store for this week. Just kidding. No hand-release pull-ups, but I do promise a workout that will work you. Like I said, we're really excited to be here. Thank you to all the athletes at home and here that registered to qualify. With all of you entering scores, we had a little bit of fun and tallied up your totals. These are pretty interesting. I want to share some stats. We had a total of over 45,000 hand-release bar over burpees done last week. Over 70,000 of those hand-release deadlifts.
Terrible.
Over 80,000 wall balls were completed. A total of over 5,000 rounds and over 200,000 reps were completed in last week's workout. It's pretty amazing. In our sport. The event will take place January 11th and 12th, 2014, and will feature 100 of the world's fittest, world's top athletes, all throwing it down to see who's going to wear this year's OC Throwdown's crown. It's going to be exciting. You definitely don't want to miss it. Before we introduce the athletes, before we introduce the announcement, the second WOD, I want to take a minute to go to a commercial from one of our sponsors, RX Smart Gear.
I'm Josh Everett. My RX is Black Spiral, Red Ultra, 8 foot 9 inches. What's your RX?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Smith, and my RX is Black Spiral handles with the pink Hyper cable and 8 foot 4 inches. What's your RX?
Hi, I'm Annie Thorstetter, and my RX is Purple Spiral, Silver Hyper at 8.7 inches. What's yours?
I'm John Para. My RX is Black Spiral, 811 White Hyper. What's your RX?
All right, here we go. The moment some of you are really excited to do. Last week at this time, we brought out top athlete, the Manimal Pat Barber. Pat, if you're watching, thank you again so much for being here. What a performance. We are so proud to have you. This week, we have yet another top athlete. One, ladies and gentlemen, that really doesn't need an introduction. She comes straight out from the world-famous Valley CrossFit. She's a 6-time Games athlete, 4 times finishing in the top 10, highly respected coach, and overall known by everyone in our sport as just a pure sweetheart. We love her to death. Let's bring out Miss Becca Voigt. Come on, Becca. Hi, Becca. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
Crowd loves you. Everyone loves you. I've got a couple questions for you. After your start in 2008, the CrossFit Games, did you have any idea you would be such an inspiring athlete? Did you have any idea you would touch so many people, so many athletes all across the world?
No, from the beginning, it was just a great workout. I felt like if this all went away tomorrow, I'd still be doing CrossFit, and so I am just very fortunate to have so many people behind me that support me and love me.
Well, thank you. That's a beautiful answer. And that they do. They do love you. Also, you've had opportunities to compete at any competition. What makes you choose the OC Throwdown as one of your training competitions?
The OC Throwdown actually brings in a lot of top-level athletes, and I feel like it is one of those competitions that kind of gear you right up for the open, regionals, and then the games. So I think it's part of my preparation. I unfortunately wasn't able to do it last year, so I'm excited to be back.
Well, we're so excited to have you, right, crowd? All right. Last week, I'm going to ask you too, do you have any prior knowledge of the workout?
I do not.
There it is, folks. Before I do reveal that workout, any movements that you want to see, don't want to see?
I'd rather not see bar muscle-ups because I did those yesterday. And something that I'd like to see, I really enjoy jerks, so maybe some jerks.
Awesome. I like jerks. Anyways, Becca, thank you again for being here. And good luck tonight. Good luck with the Throwdown and all your training. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
All right. With that said, I would like to take some time to introduce our 6 lucky athletes that were chosen at random to come out here and throw down with Becca Voigt. They've actually had a nice opportunity to get some great gear by our sponsor, Live Soar. So one more time for Live Soar, bringing in some stuff for our athletes. And I asked them the same questions I just asked Becca and Pat last week. Any movements you want to see or maybe really don't want to see? Let's take a minute to meet them and see what they thought.
My name is Travis Kennedy. I'm from CrossFit Invictus down in San Diego. And I've been CrossFitting for about 6 years now. One movement I do want to see is snatch. And then another movement I don't want to see is burpee muscle-ups.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm from CrossFit RXD. I've been CrossFitting for about 2 years. I would like to see handstand walks or muscle-ups, and I would not like to see thrusters or wobbles.
Hi, my name is Lamar Aldridge. I'm out of CrossFit FTF in Fresno, California. I've been CrossFitting for about a little over 2 years now. The workout I would like to see most would be cleans. And the movement I wouldn't want to see is handstand walks.
Hi, my name's Kristen Curry. I've been CrossFitting for about 3 years. I'm from CrossFit Chino Hills. Movement that I'd love to see is some highly skilled gymnastics movement. A movement that I wouldn't like to see are probably the 3 that actually happened last week, so I feel like I'll be okay after this.
Hey, my name is Greg Mountain. I CrossFit out of LTP CrossFit in Thousand Oaks, California. I've been CrossFitting for about 2.5 years now, and the movement I would like to see is muscle-ups, and the movement I would not like to see is overhead squats.
My name is Annie Marshall. I work out at CrossFit Foothill. I have been CrossFitting for about 2 years. And the movement that I would most like to see is the clean. And the movement I do not want to see is a muscle up.
Welcome back. What a great opportunity to get to know our athletes a little bit better. I do have some good news and bad news for them. The good news is there's no more wall balls, no more hand release deadlifts. And the bad news is, though, athletes, once I do introduce the workout, once I reveal it and read through it, you will have only about 10 seconds to prepare. So that's the bad news. With that said, before I do reveal that workout, I would like to hand the mic over to John Mustafa, who's our head judge and fellow commentator, to go over the movement standards with Becca Voigt. Here you go, Moose. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Tonight's workout is going to involve 4 basic movements, if I can get Becca over on the bar. The first movement we're going to see tonight is the overhead squat. For all athletes, the barbell must be elevated overhead. You must have vertical alignment. Elbows locked out, hips fully open, knees locked out. Descend to the bottom of squat position. Hip crease below the parallel or below the top of the knees. Returning to standing position with full vertical alignment. You can drop that bar. The first squat may be taken from a snatch position. So you may snatch the first squat as such, and we'll count at the top. The next movement we will see, drop the bar. Let's move over to the rig. Standard fare, pull-ups. Athlete must mount the horizontal bar. Which one do you want? Exactly. Arms must be extended at the bottom of the pull-up. Athlete then must break the horizontal plane of the bar with the chin, like so. Awesome. The next movement, stay on up there, is going to be the chest to bar pull-up. Athlete must be suspended from the horizontal bar. Arms must be extended at the bottom of the movement. The athlete must make contact with the bar somewhere below the clavicle, making contact with the bar. The shoulders are not permitted to make contact with the bar. Drop on back down. The next movement we're going to see is a CrossFit favorite, the muscle up. Athlete will go to the rings that are suspended just 6 inches above their reach, and the athlete will extend the arms at the bottom of the movement and then go to the top and lock the elbows out, at which point the rep will be counted, and then come on back down. Those are the movements for tonight's workout. Back to you, Karen.
Thank you, Moose. Thank you, Becca. Very nice job. Effortless. All right, let's do this. This is the moment you're here for, the moment you've all been waiting for. What we're going to do now is introduce the second qualifier, the second online qualifier for the 2014 OC Throwdown. Here it is for you at home and for you athletes here. It has been revealed. Athletes, come on out on the floor. Find your spot. I'm going to read through it. OC Throwdown 2014 qualifier number 2 is an AMRAP of 8 minutes. You can see it in their faces. 20 overhead squats. Men 95 pounds, women 65 pounds, 20 pull-ups. Then 20 overhead squats, men 135 pounds, women 95 pounds. And then 20 chest to bar pull-ups. Then 20 overhead squats, men at 165 pounds, women at 105 pounds, 20 ring muscle-ups. And then athletes, with the time remaining, you'll be doing max overhead squats, men at 185 pounds, women at 115 pounds. You must change your own weights. That's really important. Those of you at home, those of you here, athletes here, you must change your own weights. Ladies and gentlemen, athletes ready? Judges, are we ready? We have 10 seconds on the clock. Let's throw down. Good luck. Yes, great music. Yeehaw! Look
at these athletes go. I love this. Hip crease below the top of the knee. It's beautiful work. I love seeing that kind of movement. Becca making them look like they're totally easy, because they are totally easy. Becca, first one off the bar, onto the pull-up bar. Getting ready to knock them out. She's going to do some beautiful butterfly action here. There goes Becca with the butterflies. Here comes Ashley. We still have one lady left on the bar. Annie still on the bar there. All of our gentlemen have mounted the pull-up bar. Everyone's got that butterfly down pat.
So as a judge and having been in the sport for a long time, Moose,
overhead squats, doing a weight change. Yes, ma'am.
How do you think the athletes are tackling this workout? Is it more of a pace thing, or are they just going at it with just an 8-minute AMRAP?
This is a medium type of workout. You've got 8 minutes, not very much time. You've got to get a move on. But again, like I said last week, you don't want to move too fast, get yourself redlined out. You want to go out there, test that first round, and then maybe speed it up the next round. These guys know what's coming ahead. They know they've got 4 rounds of overhead squats to work with, so they can pace themselves pretty easily.
What are your thoughts about the athletes having to change their own weights?
It's standard fare in CrossFit. You know, otherwise we have butlers out on the floor doing all the work for you.
Butlers, I like that. I would want a butler if I was out
weight
there.
butler, I love that. Becca Voigt going to her second set of overhead squats. Great snatch there. One of on number 3, number 4.
She
Look at the
certainly does
dedication
make
in her
it look
face.
effortless. I was just going to say that. The focus in her face.
Awesome.
She is a top athlete without a doubt.
Utterly amazing.
You know, go ahead. No, you go.
I was going to say, look at the guys back there. I got Travis back there with that equal look of dedication and focus on his face. We got Lamar back there.
Lamar's doing those overhead squats with ease. He came all the way down here from Fresno, California, FTF Fitness.
We got Greg over there knocking out his overhead squats. Oh, he's going to drop the bar there. Now, that's a disadvantage here. This is the sort of thing where you really want to get in there, get all those overhead squats knocked out in one round.
I got to give a little shout out to my girl over here, Annie, with the pink wrist wraps. Her hair's in braids. You know, she's 5 months pregnant.
Oh, my
She's out here doing this. She's been CrossFitting for a couple years now.
I don't know. We may have to no rep her on that for getting the extra help. That's 2 people in a bar.
Interesting. Right. That's an
Becca
advantage.
Stripping off the top there. Getting a little warm out there. So you can see the athletes are already getting their body temperature up. There she goes with that chest to bar. We got Ashley over there getting the bar back up overhead. Lamar going for the rest of those overhead squats. He's slowing down a little bit. The overhead squats can wear you out. There's a lot of hip action, a lot of hamstring and glute action there. We got Kristen on the bar there doing her chest to bar pull-ups. It's amazing how these athletes can string together those butterflies and hit the bar with their chest without doing something like I might do, hit my chin. Travis over there knocking out his chest to bar. Lamar doing chest to bar. Greg approaching the pull-up bar to get to his chest to bar pull-ups. Ashley still working on those overhead squats. Oh my God, Becca Voigt is out for the 3rd round of overhead squats. Amazing.
That is amazing. You know, you just mentioned Ashley. I got to say that she's a mom of 3-year-old twins as well. Grew up as a gymnast and actually came in 16th in SoCal Regionals in 2013. That's impressive.
Rather impressive indeed. The number of parents that are involved in CrossFit are just amazing because they're the ones who are competing for the most part.
Right, absolutely. And I do, you know, being a parent myself, it is hard to find the time to work out, get into the gym, and also balance the life of being a mom and, being involved in family as well.
Exactly. I believe Becca's a mom too.
Soon to be.
Oh, goodness. Here we go. Becca starting her 3rd round of overhead squats, going to 105, I believe. Nice full snatch there, and dropping down for number 2. There it goes, number 2. Becca killing this thing. We've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this.
Aldridge out of FTF, he actually is no stranger to the OC Throwdown.
That's right.
He's been here 2 years straight in a row, qualified for the OC Throwdown. Probably hoping to do that again this year.
Exactly. I recall seeing him last year on that big chipper we had on the floor. Becca getting a few of those overhead squats done in her 3rd round, dropping the bar, shaking that wrist out.
You can see how this workout is affecting them. It's getting harder. It's interesting, the progression of this workout. The technique, muscle-ups, pull-ups to muscle-ups, chest to bar in between there. It is progressing. It's getting more difficult. The technique is not easy. Last week you saw a typical classic CrossFit workout that most anyone could do. This is much different.
That is true. The heavier these weights get, the more they tax the athlete's wrists. And it's not necessarily so easy to move directly from an overhead squat to a pulling motion like a muscle-up or a pull-up because your wrists are still sore based on this heavy weight that's coming down on your wrist there. Becca still muscling through those overhead squats. In the back, we got Travis, I believe, who's in the lead. We got Greg back there working on his overhead squats. Lamar going back to his overhead squats. Everyone's on to about round 3 here.
Right. Speaking of Greg, I got to laugh. I'm looking at his card here, and he happens to like muscle-ups, but dislikes overhead squats. So, I think he's calling it even tonight.
That's right. We give a little and take. Exactly. Becca Voigt going on to the muscle-ups. Number 1, beautiful work. Number 2, oh my goodness. She's got 2 minutes to get about 17 more of those done. We got 1 minute and 54 left on the clock for these athletes. Who else is going to get to the muscle-ups?
Right. Becca is certainly an elegant athlete. She makes it look easy, although you can tell in her face there's nothing easy about this.
Absolutely.
This is even difficult for the best athletes in the world.
I'll tell you, Becca makes it look like she works, that she's done the work to get there, and it's just utterly amazing. Look at Ashley down there. I believe she's on her 5th or 6th overhead squat, taking a little bit of a break. The athletes have got to speed it up a bit. We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left for this AMRAP workout. Annie saving that bar, coming up to the top of the overhead squat. That counts. Saving it again.
I want to give a little shout out to Ashley. She's got Owen's Oh My Bar shorts on. Everyone from CrossFit knows Owen. Oh yeah. My Bar. Those bars are so good.
They are, and they are fabulous. They're amazing. My daughter just hit me up for a few
of them. How about those Live Sore t-shirts? All those tanks, they're looking good on our athletes. I can't thank our sponsors enough for coming out, supplying some stuff, dressing our athletes up. They look fantastic. Thanks again to Live Soar.
Absolutely. Kirsten onto the muscle ups. Awesome. We have 2 athletes on the muscle ups, both women. So maybe that says something about the women in CrossFit. They tend to be rather strong. Let's see what muscle up this is for Becca out there.
It's amazing to see
like
some of these ladies
10.
getting on
we
that bar.
We have 31 seconds left in this workout. Travis snatching, saving that overhead squat. That's a good rep. Ashley knocking out those overhead squats. Becca, that looks like about number 15, I believe. Kirsten getting up on the bars. There's 14 seconds left in this workout. 12. These athletes have got to speed up. Let's see if any of the gentlemen can get to the muscle ups.
Oh, here we go. Amazing. Let's hear it for him, crowd.
That was utterly amazing. Karen, I didn't believe I could see any athletes get to the muscle ups. I saw 3 of them get there.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Absolutely amazing. I'm wondering how many of them at home are actually going to get to those max overhead squats.
Good question. Very good question. But Becca has shown today that you can get through this. So I think we're going to see some athletes who are going to get to that 4th round.
Right. I think we're going to break right now for a commercial from our sponsor,
I'm Josh Everett. My RX is Black Spiral, Red Ultra, 8 foot 9 inches. What's your RX?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Smith, and my RX is Black Spiral handles with the pink Hyper cable and 8 foot 4 inches. What's your RX?
Hi, I'm Annie Thorstetter, and my RX is Purple Spiral, Silver Hyper at 8.7 inches. What's yours?
Hey, welcome back, everyone. That was amazing. What a throwdown. I'm impressed. I didn't think anyone was going to get to those ring muscle ups. Of course you did. I have to ask you, what did you think about that? What were your thoughts on the programming, the progression, the difficulty, the weights going up after every round? What were your thoughts?
Well, I really didn't have time for thoughts, just go. But looking back, I think it was really great. I had a lot of fun. I really like overhead squats, so that really helped me out a lot.
So, Becca, are you going to do this one again?
I am not. I am on Friday going to do SEAL Fit, so 50 hours of boot camp is enough for me. So this is a good little cool down.
Well, good luck with that, and I get it, one and done. Perfect. Becca, thank you so much for being here. The crowd loves you. We all love you. Just effortless. It was a pleasure to watch you. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Let's have one more time for Miss Becca Voigt. Hey, Annie, can I have you come out here? I want to take a second. I just got to give props to Annie, who's coming out here with a little extra help in her tummy. Very hardworking athlete, and I just want to ask a couple questions for her, give her a little bit of the spotlight. What did you think about working out with Becca Voigt, top athlete?
She's amazing. I mean, just watching her go way past me, it's like, oh, whatever, she can have it, that's fine. She's amazing, though, and she's such a great person, and just such a cool experience.
Right. Well, thank you for being here. And I have to ask you, do you have any advice for the athletes that are going to be tackling this workout at home this week in their own affiliates?
Warm up your shoulders and your hips, like they said, and just have fun. It's short, so that's good. It's shorter than last week, so that's good.
So, Annie, are you going to do this again?
I don't think so. I told myself I was only going to do them once, so I think this is it. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Hey, Greg, I'm going to interview you as well. Can you come on out here, Greg? What do you think? You look Did it bother you? You don't. Oh yeah, there's some sweat. How was that workout? What was it like working alongside of the famous Miss Becca Voigt?
The workout was good. I liked the way it was programmed. There was a sprint, like anything under, 10 minutes, you just kind of go. Becca Voigt's awesome. It's always fun when you're with the game's little athlete. You want to push, show them that you're right there with them. It was fun.
Right, great point. Any advice for those at home tackling the workout this week?
Warm up more than 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's important. Are you going to do this again?
Yeah. I did a lot of front squats yesterday, so there's a little bit of some icing on top of that, but I'll rest up and I'll hit it again. Try and get to that 185 overhead squat.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Greg, and good luck with that little baby. She's beautiful. Thanks again for being here. All right, everyone here at Citizen CrossFit, thank you for being here. Those of you at home, thank you for tuning in. Can't wait to see you here next week. I'd like to have a special shout out, a special thank you to Citizen CrossFit for having us here. This truly is an amazing facility, 20,000 feet of fitness fun, I like to say. Special shout out to Live Soar, once again, for giving our athletes some gear, giving the crowd some gear here tonight. That's incentive for some of you to come out. If you live close, come on out here next week. Becca Voigt, once again, thank you. Athletes, judges, thank you. Athletes, everyone, this was an amazing show tonight. Remember, those of you at home, all of your scores need to be submitted by 5 p.m. on Sunday, October 27th. Scores need to be in Sunday, October 27th at 5 p.m. Once again, thank you for showing up. Next week, same time, same amazing facility. Once again, I'm Karen Gagnon. I've had a great time. I hope you guys have had a great time as well. Remember, don't throw up, throw down. Good night.